Let us begin. The desert is a dangerous place. There is no food, no water. Without food and water, you die. When the wind blows, it changes everything. During the day, the sun is so hot that you have to wear many layers. During the night, it's very cold. Then too you must wear layers. The desert is a dangerous place, and you don't go there unless you have to. This is Jerusalem. Inside is the temple built for God. Here are the people of God. They knew that God was in the temple. But they thought that the temple was the only place where you could pray to God. The people thought that this wall of the city would protect them from everything. But then the Assyrians came and they attacked the city. It was a terrible time. People fought and some starved to death. Finally, the Assyrians went away. Then the Babylonians came, and they did not go away. The king wanted the city of Jerusalem for himself. They broke down the walls and burned down the temple. They took the people away. Only a few were left. soldiers marched God's people away from Jerusalem. They looked back at the smoke in their city and wondered if they would ever see it again. They had to eat what the soldiers said. They had to go where the soldiers said. They had to go to bed when the soldiers said. They grew weary, and some died. It took a long time. The people of God were in exile. They could not go home. When they came to Babylon, they hung their harps on the weeping willow trees and sang sad songs. They dreamed of Jerusalem and the temple, but they could not go back. They even faced Jerusalem when they prayed. Only God's people began to understand that He was in this place too. God's presence came as they gathered to read scriptures, to tell stories, and to pray. The king of Babylon allowed many of God's people to work. They set up little shops and worked for the king. It was a shock when the king of Persia came with his army and took Babylon for himself. The king began to let some of the people go back to Jerusalem. Some went with Ezra, and they began to rebuild the temple. The people were no longer in exile. They could go home again. Do you know what happened? Not all of them went home. Now they knew God was in the strange and foreign land, so some stayed to be close to God here. They understood that God was not just here or here, that God is everywhere. Now, I wonder what part of this story you liked best. I wonder what part of the story is most important. I wonder where you are in this story. Now it is time to think about what work you would like to work on today. You can choose to work with this story or any of the stories that are in the room. There's so much to choose from. I wonder what you would like to work on today.